Hey guys, it's Jake Caliber here with another TF2 video, and today we are going on, I'm not going to put the number in the title because I find it boring and tedious, but today I'm going to tell you how to spot a spy with 5 kind of gives. It was going to be 4, but I like to round it up, so we're on 5, so we've got 5 gives on how to spot a spy in TF2. Obviously, spies are one of like the biggest like shutdown classes in the game when it comes to being sneaky, and you've got this false sense of security that nobody's there and no one's going to hurt you, and then out of nowhere your back is stabbed and you're dead. And it's because spies can kill people with a single stab that they're such a threat, and the fact that they can disguise amongst you and pretend to be your teammates. So here are 5 ways of spotting whether a player on your team is a spy or actually the real player. Number 1, missing head and feet. No, he's not an amputee. It's not one you see all too often, but I see it whenever I go to record and whenever I'm playing CP Frontier. I think it's Frontier or Steel. Can't remember which one it is. I think it's Frontier. Whenever I play Frontier, there's always a spy disguised as a pyro missing his head and feet. I don't know if you can do it with other classes, if the glitch shows up with other classes, but sometimes you'll see a pyro on your team missing their head or missing their feet, and I think I've seen it with snipers missing their feet as well, and you're like, wait, what? And that's a spy disguised. If a character is missing their feet or their head, it's a spy disguised as someone. It's never a given, it don't happen all the time, but sometimes it just happens, and if you do see it, then oh, that's a spy. Kill him. Number 2, the spy's attention. You'll notice that not all, a not so skillful spy will focus on the wrong things. So what I mean by this is, if you see normal players, they'll be focusing on the front line or wherever the enemy team are going to be, whereas a spy is going to focus on the players on your team to make sure they don't bump them, they don't take damage from them, and looking out for buildings and teleporters and engineers to go and take out stuff like that, and things like medics. So you can kind of like, sometimes you just see that a spy is looking in the wrong ways. You're like, whoa, that guy's kind of really staring down my engineer and my medic and the sentry gun over there. I should probably do something about that. And boom, you got yourself a spy. Number 3, wrong weapons. So there's an even rarer glitch than the missing head and feet glitch, but it does happen every now and then. Sometimes you'll see like a sniper holding an SMG in the kind of way that they hold a sniper rifle, and sometimes you'll see a medic holding a syringe gun instead of a melee weapon. It does happen every now and then, and you just gotta keep an eye out. And sometimes it is genuinely one of your team members just having a graphical glitch, but more often than not, it's a spy. And the disguise hasn't loaded properly, because it does happen. Number 4, never changing weapon. It's a bit weird when a player never really changes weapon. It's usually a sign of a newer player. But even then, a newer player will change weapon. They'll change it to something, or even if it's just by a mistake, or just a quick weapon switch. I do it all the time when I play sniper, because I play quite a bit of CSGO. So when you see a medic running around with a syringe gun instead of a medigun, then you can kind of pick up, there's something not quite right here, that it doesn't match. Or, for example, a sniper who's at the back of the map in the right position, but he's exclusively holding the melee weapon, and, as pointed out in the previous point, he's looking in the wrong direction, he's looking at the other snipers on his team. Then you can pick up on it. Spies can actually change the weapon that their disguised character is holding, but you can kind of tell when it's a convincing weapon change and when it's not, because they can't do the rapid weapon change. Like I change weapon like in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and then I'm on the weapon that I want to be on. I don't know why I do it. I just rapidly tap Q, and a spy can't do that because of the amount of time it takes for the disguise to load the new weapon. So there's always that to keep an eye out of. Weapon swaps, and not so correct weapons for the scenario that they're in. Number 5, scared of taking damage. Now obviously every player is scared of taking damage, but spies are even more in particular scared of taking damage. They only have 125 health. They have the least health in the game, drawn with the scout. But if they are using what is to me the best knife for the spy, which is the big earner, then they only have 100 health. Or if they're using the kunai, they only have 75 health. And it's so easy to take these spies out with like one shot with a lot of the classes, so they can't afford to take any other damage. So you'll see that a team member on your team will go to rocket jump something, and the medic that was right next to him that wasn't healing them suddenly just jolts away because they don't want to take any damage. Or a pyro goes to spy check and they do everything to kind of hug the back of the pyro, not to stab him, but just to kind of keep away from the flame or something along those lines. And a classic one is when Jiratis are coming, you know, doing a dodge jump to try and avoid Jiratis when your teammates are on fire. And likewise, you can also tell when things like the enemy team are firing at you and sticky bombs and stuff like that are coming, and they take absolutely no note, or like a sticky bomb explodes next to them from the enemy team and they don't react, they don't flick around, they don't do anything, they just kind of take it, and then you can go, oh, there's something not quite right there. All kind of just general spy stuff. But that's it. That's 5 tips for how to spot a spy with Jay Caliber. Hope you enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week for next week's video. Adios.